Hello everyone, good morning. How are you feeling this morning? I hope all of you are feeling energetic to start with your very first lesson. So today we are going to go into your Full Blast Plus 4 textbook. We are going to go and look into the first unit, which is Unit 1, Let's Chat. And for this lesson, you can go ahead and turn to page 8 and 9 of your textbook. Okay, before we begin with our lesson, let's look at our learning objective. So our learning objective for today is on reading skill 3.1.1, where you need to understand the main points in extended text on a wide range of familiar topics by, first, choosing the correct meaning of highlighted words, and second, by matching a number of statements with the correct person. Okay, by now you should be seeing this on page 8 of your textbook. Alright, let's begin with task B. Let's read the instruction first. Read the text A to D. What is each person's opinion about social networking sites? Is it positive, negative, or both? So basically we have to read all these 4 opinions from these 4 different people, okay, about their opinion on social networking sites. We have to figure out whether they are a positive opinion or a negative opinion or a mixture of both. Alright? Okay, let's start with A. Alicia, 16 years old. I spend a lot of my free time on social networking sites. They are great for keeping in touch with my mates and finding old friends too. The other day, I found a school friend from primary school. I was so pleased to hear her news. Social networking sites are also useful for helping people out. I saw on a friend's page that one of his friends needed a driving instructor. My uncle is a driving instructor and he's on the same social networking site. I introduced them and they were both happy. My parents complain that playing online games with friends is a waste of time, but I totally disagree. You see, I'm really into trivia games, but also word games and chess, which I find amusing and educational, so I can't see any drawback there. So what do you think? Is Alicia's opinion on social networking site positive or negative? Yes, positive, right? So how do we know her opinion is positive? Okay, there are a few keywords that we can see. I'm going to highlight them. Okay, they are great, and also I was so pleased. Useful. Blah 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 blah. Happy. My parents complain. This is her parents' opinion, so not Alicia's. Okay. Yeah, she disagreed, right? Disagreed with this. Okay, the parents complain. I'm really into trivia games, so I can't see any drawback. Can't see any drawback. So what is drawback? Okay, we'll see later after this. Okay, now let's move on to the next opinion. So the next opinion is Adrian's opinion. He's also 16 years old. Okay, let's read. I don't think social networking sites are for me. I really don't like having too much information about myself out there on the web. I mean, anyone could find my email and start sending me spam or viruses. There's also cyberbullying, which can be very nasty. A friend of mine had to stop using a social networking site last month because someone was constantly saying horrible things about her. Also, someone could pretend to be you and commit crimes. Imagine that! So, what do you think about Adrian's opinion? Is it positive or negative? Yes, negative. How do we know that? Let's highlight a few words. I don't think social networking sites are for me. Okay. I really don't like having too much information, blah blah. And then a friend of mine has someone. Okay. So basically, Adrian is saying all of the negative things about social networking site. So this is a negative opinion. Okay, let's write on this negative opinion. Okay. Or for Alicia, it is a positive opinion. Now let's look at Rayyan's opinion. He's 15 years old. Okay. I'm not a big social networking site user, to be honest. I can't understand why people have to update their status all the time. I don't want to know what someone is buying at the supermarket or how long they've been waiting in traffic. What do I care? But I find it useful for events. We are putting on a school play at the end of the year, and using a social networking site makes it a lot easier. We are organizing the tickets these days. It really helps. We've got our own page to advertise the school play, and when it's over, we'll upload photos and videos of the highlights. Okay, so I can say that this is a mixture of positive and negative opinion. So this part up here is positive opinion, right? And this part down here is negative opinion. Okay, let's highlight a few words on, okay, so that we know what makes it negative and what makes it positive. Not a big fan, not a big user. I can't understand why. I don't want to. What do I care, right? What do I care? But I find it useful for events. So this is where he says that it is a negative thing. I find it useful. Makes it a lot easier. We're organizing tickets. It really helps, and so on. Okay, so Rayyan's opinion is a mixture of both positive and negative. Now let's read Emma's opinion. She's 14 years old. I am a member of a social networking site, but I'm thinking about deactivating it. For one thing, it's taking up too much of my time. I play virtual games, chat with loads of people, and I have hundreds of friends. The more time I spend on social networking sites, the less time I have for my real life. I think the final straw is my mom. She is a member of the same social networking site as me, and I made the mistake of making her one of my friends. She hasn't lost touch with her old school mates, and she really enjoys being online. But now she tends to follow my every move. It's so embarrassing. I can't do anything without her knowing. So what do you think about Emma's opinion? Is it positive or negative? She's thinking about deactivating it. For one thing, it's taking too much time off her life. Okay, the more I spend on social networking site, the less time I have with my real life. So that is positive. And the final straw is when her mom follows her every move. It's so embarrassing. See, embarrassing, negative connotation. So I can't do anything without her knowing. So from this we can conclude that Emma's opinion is a negative one. All right. Okay, now that we have read all of the opinions, okay, let's look at task C and complete this task. First, read the instruction. Look at the highlighted words in the text and choose the correct meaning, A or B. Okay, the first highlighted word is drawback. Okay, what is the meaning of drawback? Is it disadvantage or advantage? Okay, some of you may know the meaning of these words and some of you may not. Okay, if you already know the meaning of this word, you can straight away choose your answer. But if you don't know, okay, I'm going to help you. All right. If you do not have a dictionary with you, and it's okay, and you don't know this word, right? Okay, one of the ways for you to understand the meaning of a word is to look at the contextual clues. Okay, how do we do that? So from this opinion is where the word drawback comes from. Okay, so contextual clues is basically you analyze the context of the word. You can do that by looking at the nearest sentences or nearest words, or basically maybe you can reread the 2 or 3 sentences before and after the words to see and identify what is the word drawback might be about. Okay, so from the word option given, it is disadvantage or advantage. Which one is it? Okay, now let's look at the contextual clues. Let's reread the sentences again. My parents complain that playing online games with friends is a waste of time, but I totally disagree. You see, I'm really into trivia games, but also word games and chess, which I find amusing and educational, so I can't see any drawback there. I can't see any disadvantages there, or I can't see any advantages there. So you can see it from here, right? Alicia was talking about how she's really into trivia games, word games and chess, and she found it amusing and educational. So these are the advantages of online games. So the word drawback here should mean disadvantage. Okay, let's read the sentence again. You see, I'm really into trivia games, but also word games and chess, which I find amusing and educational. So I can't see any disadvantage there. Kan? I cannot see why online game is a disadvantage, because I enjoy it very much. There are word games, trivia games, and very educational and amusing. So how is it a disadvantage, right? So the word drawback here means disadvantage. So that is how you identify the meaning of a word using contextual clues. Okay, next word is nasty. So is nasty means boring or unpleasant. Let's look at the context. There's also cyberbullying, which can be very nasty. Okay, let's replace nasty with boring. There's also cyberbullying, which can be very boring. How can a cyberbullying boring? How can bullying be boring? Okay, it's not something that you enjoy, right? It's not something for people to enjoy. So boring is not the answer. So the answer is unpleasant. Okay, unpleasant means something that brings you discomfort. Okay, sesuatu yang memberikan kamu perasaan yang tidak selesa. Okay, now let's look at the next word, constantly. Is constantly means rarely or continuously. Rarely here means something that don't usually happen, jarang-jarang berlaku. Continuously means something that happens all the time, secara berpanjangan, sesuatu yang berlaku secara berpanjangan. Itulah continuously, kan? It comes from the word continue. Okay, let's see the context. A friend of mine had to stop using a social networking site last month because someone was constantly saying horrible things about her. So his friend had to stop using social network because someone constantly say horrible things about her. Okay, constantly means something that happens continuously lah, because if it doesn't usually happens, his friend wouldn't be stopping using social networking site, right? So constantly here means continuously. Right, the next word is update. So does update means give the most recent information or give false information. The one thing is recent. Recent is latest, terbaru, and false is wrong, yang palsu. Okay, fake information. Update. Update apa? What is update? Okay, semua orang tahu. Everybody knows this word. Okay, you selalu update social media you, kan? Okay, let's say like you still don't know the word update, right? Let's look at the contextual clues. I can understand why people have to update their status all the time. I don't want to know what someone is buying at the supermarket or how long they've been waiting in traffic. So, kan, someone is buying at the supermarket, how long they've been waiting in traffic is something that is recent, kan? Bukannya false. Kan? It's not false, it's not fake, but it's recent information. That's why people update their status, right? To, tell people what they're doing currently. So the answer for number 4 is A. Give the most recent information. Now let's look at the 5th word, highlights. Okay, does highlight means the best part of something or the highest part of something? The best and the highest. Highest ni maksudnya yang paling tinggi. The best ni maksudnya terbaik. Okay, let's look at the context. We are organizing the tickets these days. It really helps. We've got our own page to advertise the school play, and when it's over, we'll upload photos and videos of the highlights. So basically, this part is talking about Rayyan's school organizing an event, right? And they use social networking site to promote the event, and then at the end of the day they'll share photos and videos of the highlights. Okay, what does highlight here means? Is it the best part of something or the highest part of something? Well, logically this is not it, right? Highest, tak logik pun. It's not even logical. So the answer is the best part of something. Okay, so basically highlight ni, bila you pergi, let's say you pergi Sunway Lagoon, right? You go to Sunway Lagoon and then you took a lot of photos, right? For sure. But takkanlah you want to upload every single photos, kan? Every single videos. Of course, you pick and choose which one is the best, okay, to make it as highlight of your trip. Gitu. Alright, now let's look at the 6th word, which is deactivating. So deactivating ni comes from the word activate. And then deactivating means what? Let's go and see. Okay, these are the answer options. Yeah, making something stop working. B, breaking something. Okay, making something stop working or breaking something. Okay, breaking something here means merosakkan. Making something stop working is like pushing a stop button lah. You tak rosakkan, but you make it stop. So which one is it? Let's look at the contextual clue. I am a member of a social networking site, but I'm thinking about deactivating it. Deactivating what? What is it? It is the social networking site. Okay, so let's read it again. I am a member of a social networking site, but I'm thinking about breaking the social networking site or stop. Okay, stop using the social networking site. Which one is it? So logically, you cannot break social networking site, right? What you can do is stop using it. Okay, making something stop working. So the answer is A. Deactivating means making something stop working. Okay, let's move on to the last exercise, which is task D. Read the text A to D again and answer the questions below. Write A, B, C, or D. Okay, so who mentions number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7? So we have to figure out which person mentioned these statements. Okay. Alright, let's try. Number 1. Who mentions that he or she has been using social networking sites a bit too much? It's Emma. We can find the answer here. Taking too much of my time. She said she play virtual games with lots of people and have hundreds of friends. And the more time I spend at social networking sites, the less time I have with my real life. So Emma, she is the one who uses social networking site too much. So the answer is D, right? Okay, number 2. Who mentions helping friends through a social networking site? It's Aisyah. Okay, we can understand it from here. I was so pleased to hear her news. Social networking sites are also useful for helping people out. Okay, social networking sites are also helpful for helping people out. Okay, because she helped a friend, right? She helped connect a friend with a driving instructor. So Aisyah was the one who uses social media to help her friend. I'm having trouble. Okay, A. Right, better. Okay, number 3. Who mentions that some personal information on social networking sites is useless? It is Rayyan. Okay, the bitter boy. Okay. We can know it from, I can't understand why people have to update their status all the time. Like, I don't want to know what someone is buying at the supermarket or how long they've been waiting in traffic. Why do I care? Okay. It's from, basically it's from here until here, right? So this one is C. Oh, that is the ugliest C. Okay, number 4. Who mentions the dangers of using social networking sites? I think you know this. It is Adrian. Okay. I mean, anyone could find my email, start, okay, very paranoid. There's also cyberbullying. A friend of mine had stopped something because someone was constantly saying horrible things about her. Okay, basically, you can find the answer from here until here. Okay, from here until here, right? Okay, so it is B. Who mentions organizing an event at school? Rayyan, right? In this part, he mentioned that social media, a social networking site, is also useful when he and his school were trying to organize an event. So the answer is from here until here. Number 5, the answer is C. Okay. Number 6, who mentions how a family member might make him or her stop using a social networking site? Okay, it is Emma. Okay, yeah, from here, I think the final straw is my mum. Okay, final straw here bukannya straw yang you minum air tu tau. Final straw here means one final thing of bad things that makes you stop doing something. Okay, basically macam benda terakhir yang paling, benda terakhir lah. Okay, and finally what you decide macam, okay, that's it, I'm not going to do it. Okay, so the final straw is my mum. So Emma's mum made her stop using social networking site. Alright, so the answer is from here. Okay, the answer is from here until here. So number 6 is D. Number 7, who mentions finding an old friend? It is Aisyah. Okay, social networking sites are great for keeping in touch with mates and finding old friends. Okay, the answer is here and here. Okay, so number 7, the answer is A. Alright, that's all. So these are the answer for our lesson, our exercises today. Okay, so that is it. That's all for our lesson today. So thank you for your participation and I hope you are happy with today's lesson. And don't forget to answer the question in the Google form that I've provided. Alright, thank you so much. Bye.